Hi everyone, and welcome to your reading. Now, this is actually my second time filming this intro. Unfortunately, the first time that I filmed this, the background noise ended up making things really fuzzy for some reason. So we're going to do it again. The first time I filmed your reading, I did shuffle these cards out. This time around, I'm going to have to present them to you as they are. But the good thing is, I'm filming your intro after I've done all of your other filming. So I do have a better understanding of where this reading leads for all of you. And I strongly encourage you, if you felt called to the title of this reading, to take time before selecting a group, tune into your intuition, focus on the question, is this relationship worth preparing? And ask that question with a clear relationship in mind. As you can see, we do have 4 groups to choose from today. Starting with group 1 over here, we have That's a Lot of Swords. Group 2 has Giant Brain with Udders. Group 3 has Failed Magician. And group 4 has the Snake Spiral card. If you want to take more time to select a group, pause the video now. When you know which of these 4 groups you're feeling most drawn to, click on your timestamps to join me in your reading. I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the deck that I used today, so feel free to skip ahead if you don't want to listen to me talking. The Oracle deck that we're using to pick a group is called the Worst Tarot Oracle deck, and it was created by somebody who I've used before on this channel. Mike Costany and Richie Brown is the artist. I really like this Oracle deck. I've had the privilege of working with it at least 3 times now in different contexts, and it definitely brings a refreshing creative perspective to the reading. I find that each of the cards embodies a different energy and inspires me as a reader because of all the colors. The drawing is definitely comedic, but it's also a very insightful deck because of its guidebook. This guidebook breaks down each card, not with a description, but with questions. It's an oracle deck because it's a deck created to inspire reflection. And each card contains at least 2, maybe 3 questions that you can journal about and reflect on. So we talk about that more in each of your readings. If you do like this oracle deck, it is an independent creator. He hasn't done much to put it out there except share it with someone like me, and even then I was very slow to receive this package. So if it looks interesting, if it looks like something you'd be interested in, please feel free to click on Mike Costany's profile and have a look at it in person. Oh, well, in your own time. It's not really going to be in person, but look at it in your own time and see if it's something you feel drawn to. That's all from me. I will see you in your reading.
So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading.
Hi group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you recognize the That's a Lot of Swords card, then and this is going to be your reading. Now, group 1, I'm sorry about this ring light over here. I'm going to try to put my hand there so you don't get distracted by it. But I had the impulse to start your reading at night. And honestly, at first, not be yawning for dramatic effect, that's ridiculous. At first I was like, okay, let me just wait till the morning. But I couldn't shake this feeling that I had to start your reading tonight. So we're here. We're going to try to figure out why Spirit wanted me to film when I did. And we're going to get straight into it. We're asking Spirit, is the relationship on your mind worth repairing? Now, there is going to be an extended reading as well. And that extended reading is going to offer more information. I have no idea what to do in the extended yet. I'm going to pull cards at the end and we're going to let Spirit take the wheel on that one. To get there, we do have to start here. Now I'm going to pull a few cards because I don't just want to stick with this. So we're going to get some more oracle cards out here. Spirit, is the relationship on group 1's mind worth repairing? We have the cosmic egg coming out. Is the relationship on group 1's mind worth repairing? Sorry about all that shaking. We have the 11th house coming out reversed with the 8 card as well. Let's have a look at what this swords card is all about. The one in the middle, that's a lot of swords. Let's have a look. Do you feel overwhelmed with potential decisions? How have your decisions or quality of thoughts changed over the past few months? There's something about this connection that needs to end. It's quite clear that there is an imbalance in this connection. And I feel that for most of you, what needs to end is a cycle in which this connection hasn't been functioning successfully as a partnership. There's a lot going on between you and this person that makes it feel more complicated than this reading can probably cover. So what I'm feeling is that the answer to your question is that this connection deserves more time to be processed. It's too soon to end it altogether. You need to put an end to a cycle immediately, and then you need to give yourself time away from this connection to actually process what you've been through and what this connection has done. This 10 of Swords energy is really about taking a step back and being able to get a look at the bigger picture. I'm hearing that there's a lot of collateral in this connection, which means that this connection has impacted other people as well. Other loved ones, other friends, other family members. A cycle needs to end. With this card and the 8 reversed, we can't keep doing things the way that we were. Does that mean that the connection's over altogether? I'm hearing it's a bit iffy. There is an aspect of this connection with the 11th house reverse that has become very unfair. I'm hearing tit for tat, an eye for an eye. You've got to be very careful about stooping to a lower level in order to match this person's energy. There's a part of this connection that needs time to be more, like for things to sink in, for the clarity to be more obvious. But you definitely need to create space between you and this person in order to get that clarity. Cosmic Egg is very interesting. It's quite a profound card in that deck. This is the Animal Archetypes Oracle deck by Kim Kranz. And this is the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. The Cosmic Egg card from the Kim Kranz Oracle deck is honestly a card that is quite big because it talks about a new beginning. It talks about allowing yourself the opportunity for a fresh start, to foster something, to take the experiences from your past, but to not let them hold you back from starting something new. Use it as wisdom, but stay open-minded. It honestly feels like this connection is going through a major teachable moment. And I can't help but feel drawn back to the questions in this guidebook. Do you feel overwhelmed with potential decisions? How have your decisions or quality of thoughts changed? It's like the signs are pointing towards an obvious answer to this question, but you've had a change of heart and you're doubting whether that was the best thing to do. Let's get some darker cards out here with tarot. Spirit, is this relationship worth repairing? Is this relationship worth repairing? We have the Five of Cups reversed. We have the Ace of Cups upright. And we have the Eight of Crystals reversed. Now, this is a very specific message. There are 4 groups, so if this message doesn't resonate, this wasn't your group. What I'm seeing is that this is a connection in which you are likely to have felt quite betrayed by this person's actions. There is water under the bridge. Yes, this relationship is worth repairing, but in order to do that, you have to let bygones be bygones. You have to find a way to get over what has happened in the past. You have to find a way to have this new beginning without carrying the past like a ball and chain. The only way this connection can be repaired is if you can genuinely see beyond your history with this person and look at it through completely fresh eyes. Not being naive, but giving this person the dignity to try to be a better person. There's still a lot of love in this connection. And whatever happened previously is not the be-all end-all. It's possible to have a positive outcome here, but you've got to think about reinventing this relationship. You've got to find a way to get over what has happened by either addressing it or finding it within yourself to forgive this person. The Five of Cups reversed is about letting go of grudges, not letting people have that power over you. Forgiving them is about letting go of that power that they have over you by making you feel some type of way because of what they did. So Spirit isn't saying forget, but you have to find a way to forgive in order for this connection to work. The Eight of Crystals reversed is calling you out a little bit, Group 1. And that's why I gave you that heads up, because it's saying that you can't keep playing the victim in this situation. It's time to get out of your head. It's time to really think about what moving forward would look like. What are the pros? What are the cons? What are the ideals? Because once you think beyond the blockages and you look at everything for what it is, you'll realize that it's actually a lot easier than what you were thinking. It's kind of like ripping off a band-aid. The hardest part is getting over the thought of how painful that's going to feel. Because once it's off, it's off. So once we take the blindfold off our own eyes and see that we're not just the victims in this situations, we're also the key to the solution, then the rest is really history in this connection. Very possible for this connection to be repaired. And I already have an idea of what we want to talk about in the extended reading. I'm just going to go get a pen. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Now the pen that I'm using hasn't always been the best, so we'll see how we go. Group 1. First question. Does this person have any regrets? And what do they want? What is the outcome? What is their desired outcome? Sorry. So that's really messy because I've got to fit so much on here. But in your extended reading, we're going to ask, does this person in your connection have any regrets? What do they want? And what is their desired outcome from all of this? To close your reading on here, we're going to get some advice from Spirit. We're going to use this deck. It's going to make me think a little harder than I want to at this time of the night, but I feel like you got messages here. Spirit, what advice do you have for my viewer moving forward? We have creation. Wow, you're so powerful. Group 1, you are so powerful. Look at this at the back. Ribbons. For it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my truth, the eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. There's a really kindred, close connection that you have to this person, and it could be family, but it's beyond that. There's something quite beautiful, special, unique, intimate about this relationship that deserves another chance. And your spiritual team is encouraging you to remember that. I don't give these messages out willy-nilly, especially if you've been following me for a while. I don't like to encourage people to return to their past unless Spirit guides me to say that. I have a lot of personal bias about those messages. So it's really only because of how strong this message is for you that I'm choosing to honor my intuition and flow with it. As advice, this ribbons card is really paying homage towards this closeness that you and this person have. And Spirit is saying your connection deserves to try again. It is worth repairing. It is worth healing. But we've got to start new, from scratch. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. It's like this was just a blip in your timeline with this person. Whatever you went through, whatever challenge you had, whatever grievances you had, whatever separation you've been in with this card, it was all temporary. It was all setting you up for this new beginning and preparing you for this new stage. We're shedding layers to start fresh. Your advice is to start fresh. Creation in this deck is not connected to the number 1, like Cosmic Egg. It's connected to the number 6, which tells me that Spirit is encouraging you to seek the harmony, the peaceful option. Starting fresh can seem scary, but it can also be peaceful. Moving this connection forward should feel natural. It should feel like it was a long overdue process. It's not rushed. It's not one person trying to do everything. There's harmony, there's balance, there's peace. Peace of mind, peace of heart. There's gratitude. It's all a part of the process, is what Spirit's saying. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Group 1, in terms of, is this relationship worth repairing? If you would like to join me in your extended reading, the link is in the description box and the pinned comment. Joining me in extended readings is a wonderful way of supporting this channel and what I do, while also gaining additional messages, getting a better picture of what is going on, and ultimately getting that extra clarity that you may need. So just to recap, in your extended reading, we're having a look at, does this person have any regrets? What do they want? And what is their desired outcome? I apologize for my bad handwriting. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube Group 1. It's been an absolute pleasure to connect with you. I'm so grateful that our journeys and our paths have crossed. Thank you for letting me read for you. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, joy, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, prosperity, and joy on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful selves. Bye. Hi, my group twos, and welcome to your reading. If you recognize this card, this very interesting card, then this is going to be your reading with me. We're asking Spirit, is the relationship on your mind worth repairing? Now, there is going to be an extended reading. We'll see what we're going to discuss at the end of this reading. I'm going to leave it up to Spirit, and I will pull more cards if needed. But to get there, we do have to start here. So I'm going to put your card down. I'm going to shuffle out some other oracle decks. And we are also going to be working with tarot. So hold that connection in your mind while I shuffle out some more oracle cards. Spirit, please tune me into Group 2's energy. Please help me to offer Group 2 the most clear, honest messages for their reading. Is this relationship worth repairing? For Group 2, please, Spirit. Okay, we have Mars coming out for you. We also have 6th house. At the back of this deck is Venus. This is the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. What other deck do I want to use? Is it that one? Completely drawn a blank. I can't remember which are this deck. Spirit, is this relationship worth repairing for my Group 2s? Is this relationship worth repairing for my Group 2s? We have the Wolf coming out in the reversed position. Interesting. At the back of this deck is the Dragon card. Very fiery energy, also reversed. Now, let's zoom you in. Recenter this a little bit so that it all fits in. How's that look? Not too bad. I'm going to try to touch the desk as little as possible so that we don't get that shaking. And I'm just going to be talking into the microphone. Obviously. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Group 2. I'm getting a lot of themes sticking out for you. I think that this connection definitely has a strong fire associated with it. There's a lot of passion in this connection. And for some reason, that's a pro, but that's also a con. The amount of passion that's here. Now, with this card, I know that it's very peculiar looking, but in the guidebook, there will be 2 questions associated with this card, and that'll help us understand whether this connection is worth saving, especially from your perspective. Ooh, you guys are one of the only cards that has 3 questions. So the first question associated with this card: what do we know for certain about the situation we're in? What uncontested knowledge do we feel is at the forefront of our current situation? That was the second question. And the third question is, the previous 2 questions refer to we rather than you. How can this apply to your situation? So you're in a situation where there is a strong sense of partnership here, because it feels like you are looking at this relationship from both sides, trying to determine both versions of this story, looking at ways that you can balance it out overall. The 6th house is saying that this relationship is going to take more work on your part. There's more effort that you could apply. However, it has to be balanced effort. It has to be the kind of effort that you would give knowing that you're going to receive the same in return. It has to be the kind of effort that offers you that reciprocated, effort in return. There's an interesting energy here of cleaning up this connection. I don't think that this is the end of this connection at all. I think this connection can be repaired, but I'm also hearing the words redefine. And I think that you're at a turning point where you need to have a look at what you bring to this relationship. What do you want out of this relationship, and what more can you bring? The only card that really talks about self is reversed with this wolf energy. This Mars energy is a card of action. It's a card of determination, really asserting your efforts, your energy, your power, applying all that you have with pressure, unrelentingly. And it makes me think that that's what's required in this situation. So it's kind of up to you whether you're willing to do that. What uncontested knowledge do we feel is at the forefront of our current situation? This giant brain with udders is really telling you that you already have all the information you need. You need to start looking at it more realistically. You need to start confronting the facts in this situation. And you need to start confronting the viable solutions that you have. You need to milk the information that you have so that you can start to find a way forward. Now, let's have a better look at the benefits of this connection in your life. Spirit, what is the pros of having this connection in Group 2's life? What are the benefits? We have the Five of Cups reversed. What are the benefits of having this connection in their life? The Seven of Wands reversed. And we have the Queen of Wands upright. And what are the cons? What are the cons? We have the Hierophant. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Death card reversed. So let's talk about the cons first, the Moon. The cons in this situation is that this connection may not always be healthy for you. It doesn't always seem to be in your best interest because it is quite demanding. The nature of this relationship is quite demanding. They come across as a high needs person or a high maintenance relationship. And because of that, sometimes your own well-being is compromised. Your own emotional well-being, your own mental health is compromised. This is a connection that seems to impact your structure, your stability, and at times your routine. And while this is also a pro because this person seems to, interestingly, be a big part of your life, they also seem to be a big part of your struggles. So with the Death card reversed, the cons of not repairing this connection is that you may not get closure around certain things, and you may always feel as though this is a connection that has your heart. And for as long as it isn't settled and it isn't repaired, it may always feel as though it's an unfinished chapter, an unresolved issue, an emotional issue that you just can't fix on your own. The nature of this connection is quite karmic at times, And it's very complicated. You and this person have a bond, and there's benefits, but there is also cons. There needs to be healthy boundaries in a connection like this. This person can't be the only source of your happiness, your fulfillment, your connection. You have to be able to have other friendships, other relationships in your life, other interests, other hobbies that exist outside of this, because they cannot give you what you need. They can't give you the bare minimum, let alone make you happy. So you have to consider that. The only way that this could function is if it is a very open relationship in which you're allowed to make connections with other people. Now, the pros of this connection and repairing it is that you get some closure. You get the opportunity to feel more at peace with your demons. This connection is a part of your healing, but it's also a part of your problems. Repairing this connection seems to temporarily fix some of your problems. It makes you feel more at peace. And it is going to help you feel better about yourself. It's going to help you sleep at night. Another pro is that there's a part of this connection that is helpful in supporting your self-esteem and supporting the challenges that you go through. You feel like you can rely on this person to a certain extent. With the Seven of Wands reversed, a pro of repairing this connection is that you don't have to feel like you're the only one doing this, and you can kind of drop your pride and know that you can ask this person for help if you need to. This person feels like a safety net, a last resort, someone who can bail you out instead of you having to do things all by yourself. A pro of repairing this connection is that you don't have to struggle as much with the Seven of Wands reverse. You don't have to feel like the underdog. You have support, you have connection, you have someone in your corner. You don't just have to worry about doing it all yourself while feeling like you're barely coping. Another pro is that this person's support, validation, and attention really boosts your self-esteem. Their attachment to you is motivating. And when your connection with them is okay, you feel better about yourself. You feel more inspired to do better for yourself. This person boosts the way that you see yourself, your self-esteem, but also your aspirations. Having this relationship and having it go well makes you think that you're on the right track. It's very validating for your experience. So this person definitely impacts your mental health. They impact your mood, they impact your self-esteem, and it's a little concerning, but I can understand how this would translate in like parental connections, for example, if this is a parent figure. But they definitely have a high bearing on how you feel. And if this relationship isn't doing well, then you aren't doing well, is what it feels like. So let's ask Tarot straight out, is this relationship worth repairing? Whoops. Pack that up a little bit. Is this relationship worth repairing, Spirit? Okay, we have the Page of Cups reversed. We have the Two of Cups upright. We have the Two of Wands reversed, and we have the Ten of Cups upright. So yes, I would say this relationship is worth repairing, but there also needs to be honest discussions about how you feel. We need to evolve. We can't handle this situation immaturely anymore. And because of that, we've also got to be really honest about how we're feeling. We can't be too proud to apologize. You have to meet each other halfway. Compromises need to be made. There's a lot of stubbornness here. There's a lot of pride between you. And we can't afford to maintain the behavior that we were using previously. We have to be more mature than that with the Page of Cups reversed. We have to start to see this situation through different eyes. And what that feels like is having honest, serious conversations. We can't just sort of laugh our way through reconciliation. We have to be honest, we have to be serious. This Page of Cups reversed is also about apologizing, saying our piece and apologizing. And it's not just you, I feel this person needs to as well. And for it to be next to the Two of Wands, it just feels like an apology in this situation is strongly linked to a clash in expectations of what this relationship is and what it is going to lead to. We can't afford to be my way or the highway on this. We have to be flexible. We have to be open-minded. We have to compromise. This feels like a platonic connection or a family connection. The only way this is going to work as a romantic connection is if you're open to creating experiences outside of this relationship. There is an appreciation here for each other. That's the only way that it works, is if you can accept each other for who you are and for who you want to be, and if you don't limit each other's potential to grow. You have to be able to see that the other person deserves to experience connection and joy outside of this connection as well. You two are growing apart in certain ways, and the only way that you can maintain the love that you have for each other is by letting yourselves grow as you want to, not trying to restrict that process and prune the other person back. I do see a future in which you're both there, smiling, enjoying a sense of connection and community that is shared. Like you have mutual friends, mutual love interests, mutual loved ones, maybe even children together, grandchildren together. But that comes through having these serious conversations. It's worth repairing through honesty, openness, compromise, and acceptance of who that person is and what they need. That's what I'm seeing for you, Group 2. In your extended reading, we're going to navigate more from this person's perspective. I kind of want to get Spirit's help on what the questions are going to be, because for Group 1, it was a little bit more obvious. For you, it feels a little bit trickier. I'm going to let Spirit take the wheel. Spirit, what questions do we need to ask in Group 2's extended reading? What questions do we need to ask? We have the Two of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Swords, Five of Wands, and the back of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a lot of good questions. I'm going to start with the Knight of Swords, Group 2. This is about your actions. We're going to ask what your next actions should be, and we're going to ask what this person's next actions will be. So what yours should and theirs will. With the Two of Pentacles reversed, this is about uncomplicating the situation. It's also about making positive changes moving forward. So we're going to have a look at that. What changes need to be made moving forward? And this Five of Wands is about trying to remove stress and unhelpful opinions from this situation. It's acknowledging that in order for this connection to be successful, it has to change. It has to grow. So what do those changes look like? Now we know that we're making changes over here. I think we need to talk about this card for what it is and get clarity on it in general. So I'm just going to write clarifying the Five of Wands, because there's a lot of themes here of jealousy, comparison, and feeling conflicted about managing other people's expectations as well as your own. So we're going to get clarity on what this means for your connection and how it applies to your connection as well. And lastly, with our that's actually a Nine of Pentacles reversed, we're going to examine helpful patterns of dependency versus unhelpful patterns of codependency, because this connection at times is unhealthy, and then at other times it's a healthy amount of dependency. So we're going to have a look at that and just help you kind of decipher ways that you can move forward with healthier boundaries and healthier expectations, to make sure that you're not putting unnecessary pressure on this connection. So just to recap, in your extended reading, we're looking at what your next actions should be, what this person's likely next actions will be. We're going to have a look at the practical, small changes that need to be made to this connection. And we're also going to examine this Five of Wands deeper to have a look at how it applies to your situation, what stress, what pressures, what changes can be made to this connection with that Five of Wands. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, we're going to look at codependency in an unhelpful way, how that impacts this connection. And then we're going to look at the healthier ways that you two can depend on each other and what that looks like moving forward. If that sounds helpful, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. It's a wonderful way of supporting me and this channel, what I do, while also gaining additional messages and further clarity on this connection. So click the link to join me there. Before we part ways, wherever you are going, thank you so much for all of your support, all of your energy right here on YouTube. I appreciate you for being here. If you enjoyed this video, consider joining the family or giving it a thumbs up. And I'd be very curious to hear how this applies to your connection if you feel comfortable sharing. As we part ways, I wish you peace, joy, happiness, abundance, health, wealth, prosperity, love, peace, and anything that I may have missed. I usually say joy last, but I think I said that in the first spiel. Until our paths cross again, bye. Hi Group 3 and welcome to your reading. If you recognize the Failed Magician card, then this is going to be your reading with me. We're asking Spirit, is this relationship worth repairing? Oh my gosh, clearing a lot of energy before I get into your reading. Lordy Lou. I usually prepare for the reading with you on camera. But wow, a lot of different energies coming through. Group 3, there is going to be an extended reading. We'll talk about that at the end. The goal of today's reading on YouTube and in the extendeds is to fully explore whether the connection on your mind is worth repairing. I should have noted that this reading is applicable to both platonic and romantic connections. I'm going to try to pull messages for both circumstances, but it's really important that you tune in with a clear connection in mind. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into your energy. I'm going to pull more oracle cards. Spirit, please tune me into my Group 3's energy. Is the relationship on Group 3's mind worth repairing? Is the relationship on Group 3's mind worth repairing, Spirit? Is the relationship on Group 3's mind worth repairing? Okay, we have the 5th house coming out reversed. Actually, I'm only going to pull one card from that deck. That is the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. Is this connection worth repairing for my Group 3's, please, Spirit? Oh, wow. We have the Owl reversed. The back of the deck is the Firefly card. So this is a very specific message that's coming through. Honestly, all the groups were the same in that respect. Very specific messages. So if it doesn't resonate, you may need to go back and select a group that does resonate. That's why I chose to film 4 groups, so that we would have so many messages to choose from as a collective. I'm going to try not to touch the table too much so I don't bump the camera. Unfortunately, that always seems to happen, and it's really frustrating as a reader. Looking back at my content, I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't bump it as much. But it just happens when I get in the zone. So let's get in the zone. The quickest answer to your question is no. This connection is not worth repairing. For most of you, this is a romantic connection, but for all of you, you've grown apart from this person. The spark of passion and chemistry that drew the two of you together has extinguished, and instead it burns in different directions. You're being drawn towards other people, other passions, other interests, and it's a natural process. It's very much a feeling of you've outgrown each other, and it's not a bad thing, it's just a natural process. It's important that this connection is evaluated without you overthinking it too much. This is a connection that served a specific purpose in your life, and you don't need to label it as such, but I think it would be validating to be able to look back and appreciate how this connection served its specific purpose, because it's clear that the two of you did have a connection. You and this person did have chemistry, you did have a connection, you did have this sort of playful, fun, for a lot of you, romantic vibe, but it was short-lived. And it's important that you don't repair this connection so that you can give yourself those experiences in other connections as well. I can see that this connection served the purpose of igniting your inner child. It was a connection that brought a lot of passion to your life, a lot of play, a lot of fun. You and this person would have been able to just focus on each other, like the honeymoon stage of a relationship, kind of blocking everything out, temporarily distracting yourself from other responsibility, and giving yourself the chance to just enjoy each other and experience and explore the passions that you feel for each other. You could have had a shared hobby or interest that really brought you and this person closer together. And it feels like this person was a huge spark in your life. They were a positive. They were someone you were looking forward to seeing. And there was someone that made you feel good about yourself as well. This connection is likely at a point now where you're being encouraged to experience those things elsewhere. Either this person is unable to give you the amount of attention that they once were giving you, or you're being distracted and drawn towards other aspects of your life. It feels like these kinds of connections are especially passionate, exciting, sweet, and fun because they are fleeting. If this connection had the opportunity in an alternate universe to play out, you would have experienced the responsibilities and pressures of the real world that would have very quickly melted the rosy color that seems to lens the memories of this connection. It was extra special, extra sweet because it was short-lived. Now you can have these experiences elsewhere, but you're destined for more than just a temporary spark. The Firefly card being reversed is very telling of a spark going out, and the goal of this was not to take all the joy out of your life, all of the excitement out of your life, but to show you what you've been missing. If you've been placing all of your excitement, your joy on one person, then you haven't been living. If the Firefly's light is gone and you're sitting in the dark, the only thing you can do is go out there and find the light. And light comes from many sources, sweet soul. It can't come from one. That is where we enter dangerous territories of losing our point of reference, our sense of purpose, and our sense of self in those lights. The Firefly was always supposed to be temporary. It was supposed to revive you long enough for you to be able to see what you're craving. So it's important that you take a step back and have a look at what you enjoyed most about this experience with this individual. Don't just label them as all the fun. It could be that the most exciting part of this process was the version of you that you were able to be when you were with this person. And why is that? Why can't you be that version of yourself all the time, by yourself and with other people. It could be that this person inspired you to do things you don't normally do. How can you continue to do those things without this person? And it could be that this person just very simply distracted you from a lot of pressure and stress and responsibility. Well, unfortunately, those things get worse when we ignore them. So how can you more reasonably manage the pressure, the stress, and the responsibilities you're under? The owl is encouraging you to take a step back and to look at this situation through the lens of wisdom and certainty, not romanticizing, but observing with clarity so that you can learn from this and allow yourself to see more. Now let's talk about this Failed Magician card. This deck is especially wonderful as an oracle deck because it comes with a guidebook that explains the cards through questions. So each card has 2 to 3 questions associated with it. And I want to ask you the questions associated with the Failed Magician card. You can journal on these questions. You can reply to this reading as you're seeing it. You can just think about the question itself and not really have a response. It's up to you, but it's worth reading. For the Failed Magician, have you tried to influence something? How'd that go for you? And the thing is, the point of those questions is to observe that, well, the clear fact that you aren't completely in control of anything. And that can be scary, but it's also extremely liberating. Everything serves a temporary purpose. And this connection had to come to an end. That was not your responsibility to control. I would argue that you haven't failed at all. You probably had the wrong goal in mind. This is not what you deserve. It may have been what you thought you needed and what you thought you had to focus on and manifest, but it didn't work out because you deserve bigger. You deserve to see that you deserve bigger. Let's get some tarot out now to see if we can get more perspective. Actually, we're going to use this deck because I feel like it's really meant for you right now. This is the Light Seers Tarot deck. Spirit, is this relationship worth repairing? For my group 3s. Oops. Is this relationship worth repairing for my group 3s? Okay, we have the 8 of Wands upright. We have the Knight of Cups reversed. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. In terms of your passion, you're being encouraged to continue to pursue your sense of purpose. If you attracted this person while you were seeking romance, love, friendship, or purpose in any other area of your life, continue doing that. Stay on the road that you were on when you met this person. Don't give up. This is just a little speed bump on your journey. It's important that you stay true to your sense of purpose right now. The 8 of Wands is also encouraging you to have an outlet so that you can get over this situation a lot quicker, to express yourself, to burn off energy, get angry if you need to, get passionate, vent, get frustrated, let it out. Let it out so you can move forward. The 8 of Wands is encouraging you to move forward. Keep moving forward. Don't let this stop you. Keep moving forward. Now, if it is right for you, practice your discernment, but you are being encouraged to express yourself to this individual. One final hurrah is what Spirit's saying. One last message, expressing yourself, explaining yourself. Not because we're trying to change anything, but because we need to do that in order to move forward. Remember, the goal with this card is to keep moving forward. Is this relationship worth repairing? honestly, your focus is to keep moving forward in the sense of don't lose motivation now. Don't lose energy now. Don't lose stamina now. Keep moving forward. Now, when it comes to this connection, you're being encouraged to take off the rose-colored glasses. With the Knight of Cups reversed, this relationship needs to slow down. It needs to come to a natural halt. Now is not the time to be planning and thinking about what is next in this relationship. In fact, I'm encouraging you, if this is romantic, don't imagine a future with this person. If this is platonic, don't expect more from them right now. Let things stop naturally. This connection is not worth over exerting yourself. Don't try to do a grand gesture to win them over. It's not worth it. Don't give this person the best of you. With the Queen of Swords reversed, I think you already have all this information. You already know all of this information. The Queen of Swords reversed is encouraging you to stop overthinking this, because sometimes our queen forgets how intelligent she is. People come to the Queen of Swords for advice, knowing that not only is she wise, but if she doesn't have all the answers, she still knows how to discern the right thing to do with her instincts. Don't let your instincts fail you by fixating on little details. Little details don't matter. You've got tunnel vision. This relationship isn't worth repairing because you can't see the full picture. You are definitely being protected from something, and you're being encouraged to identify that in this situation, you guys are being saved from something that could be worse than what it's already been. Don't make it worse with the Tower reversed. Spirit, do we have time for any other messages? Yeah, we do. Okay. I want to have a look at what we're covering in your extended reading first, so let's do that. Spirit, what would you like me to cover in group 3's extended reading? What would you like me to cover in group 3's extended reading? What would you like me to cover, Spirit? Okay. I have the Page of Pentacles reversed. I have the Three of Wands reversed. Ten of Cups upright. The back of the deck is the King of Pentacles. Let's zoom out a little bit and I will bring you back down. And we're going to talk about this. So, King of Pentacles at the back of the deck. We're going to have a look at where to from here. Where to from here? What should you focus on? Okay. Page of Pentacles reversed. Why weren't you compatible? Three of Wands reversed. I have to ask this question. You don't have to listen to it, but I need to ask this. Was there a third party? And for you, the Three of Wands is also about narrowing down your search for connection. How can you narrow your search so that you're letting the right people into your life and you're not having to deal with these kinds of people anymore? And the Ten of Cups is your happy ending. What is your next fulfilling connection? Okay, what is your next fulfilling connection? Definitely running out of room on this piece of paper. Okay, now, to close your reading, let's get some advice from your spiritual team. What advice does Group 3's spiritual team have for them? What advice does does group 3 spiritual team have for them? Okay. We have milk and butter, number 25. Like the silk of one's flesh, I am the giver, I am your eternal. Your advice is to focus on getting that sweet feeling back in any other way. You deserve to enjoy your life and to enjoy the experiences you have, and you shouldn't have to rely on another person to initiate that for you. It's important that you enjoy your life. The whole point of the human experience isn't to be a slave to structure and rules. It's to experience things. And a big part of that experience is learning what you don't like and what isn't good for you. But that shouldn't stop you from experiencing. Milk and butter is encouraging you to feed some self-care and self-love into you by indulging, doing the things that feel good for you. Not just things that give you dopamine hits, but things that actually feel good for you. Putting extra care into your routine, putting extra attention into the way that you care for yourself, you dress yourself, you wash yourself, you cleanse yourself, you feed yourself. Take extra care of yourself. You deserve that. And doing this for yourself reminds you of how you deserve to be treated by others. You are a very high value person. You deserve more than what this connection was giving you. And it's important that your mindset is focused on this before you seek connection elsewhere. That is what I'm seeing for you, my group 3s. I'm going to leave your YouTube reading here. We're going to go into your extended now, where we'll talk about where to from here, what you should be focusing on, why you weren't compatible with this person. We're going to have a look at if there was a third party on their end. And on your end, we're going to have a look at how you can narrow your search for connection so that you're attracting the right people for you. And then we're going to have a look at what your next fulfilling connection really looks like, because it is going to be long term. It's going to involve merging families and feeling like you have a shared community with someone. So it's quite significant. If that sounds exciting, if that sounds interesting, and if you need additional clarity, confirmation, and information, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. That link takes you to my website where you need to navigate to the right group, the right reading. Remember your group 3 of the Is This Relationship Worth Repairing reading that I posted in December 2024. Thank you, group 3, for all of your time, your attention, I should say, but more importantly, your energy and your support here on YouTube. I appreciate you for letting me read for you, for trusting me with your messages, and for engaging in this energy exchange. Until our paths cross again, I wish you peace, joy, happiness, abundance, health, wealth, success, prosperity, and anything else that I'm missing. Clarity, I guess, on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful self. Bye for now. Hi group 4 and welcome to your reading. If you recognize the snake spiral card, then this is going to be your reading. You've clicked on the right timestamp. We're asking Spirit, oh my gosh. See, wow, just clearing energy. We're asking Spirit, is this relationship worth repairing? There is going to be an extended reading. I've already done group 1, 2, and 3, obviously. So we'll talk more about your extended reading at the end. Your energy, I definitely need to tune in a little bit. There's a little bit of chaos, so let's just focus on each other for a second. Spirit, please tune me into group 4's energy. Please help me offer group 4 the most clear, honest messages about their reading today. Is this relationship worth repairing? Now, group 4, we're not just going to use that. We're actually going to be getting more oracle cards as well. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some oracle cards. Spirit, for my group 4s, is this relationship on their mind worth repairing? Is this relationship worth repairing, Spirit? Is this relationship worth repairing? We have camel coming out reversed. At the back of the deck is vulture. That was the Wild Unknown Animals Archetypes deck. Or I think it's just Animal Oracle deck. Now we're using the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. Whoops. Okay, Spirit. Is this relationship worth preparing? Is this relationship worth repairing, Spirit? Okay, we have Sagittarius, and at the back of the deck is Conjunction reversed. Interesting. There definitely seems to be a bigger plan here involved. I'm going to try not to touch the desk too much because that makes the camera... Oh. I was about to say that makes the camera unstable, and then I go ahead and do that. Is this relationship worth repairing? You need to be very careful about this connection. It's not a simple no, but it's definitely a be careful. There's something about this connection that is not in your best interest right now. You've got to be open to bigger things with Sagittarius here. The camel reversed is saying that this connection is depleting you of your fulfillment. And the vulture is hinting at this connection being very opportunistic. That could be the nature of this person. Maybe they get closer to you when it suits them and when it's on their terms. But there's something about this connection that is very much on its last legs. Like the two of you are just scavenging the goodness out of the situation. And I can kind of see that there's not a lot here to go off. Spirit's indicating that it's a complex connection in which you two are teaching each other a lot. And it may be one of those connections that brings you closer to your spiritual beliefs, to your faith. It's definitely a connection that is supposed to be a catalyst for something more. This isn't supposed to be your only opportunity for success, for a partnership, for union. It's a catalyst for something more. There's something about this energy with the snake spiral that feels like it's very much like you've attracted this person because you two possess similarities and opposite qualities that can really inspire each other. But too much of this is bad for some reason. Let's have a look at the snake spiral card in the guidebook. This deck is really cool because the guidebook offers you questions that you can journal on. They're good questions to reflect upon. They're good questions to just ponder on. I highly recommend we read it and just see if there's something here that you need to think about when it comes to this connection. So with the snake spiral, my nose is being so itchy. It might be something about this person that's really hard to lose. Like they could leave and come back whenever they want. Okay, snake spiral. What important decisions do you intend on making in the near future? In the past, how have decisions like this one affected the people around you? It feels like this connection impacts other people too. Like spending time with this person takes you away from your other responsibilities, from your other people, from your other connections, from your other interests. This almost feels like the kind of connection that you lose yourself in. Like if you give too much of yourself to this person, you lose yourself in them. Let's get some more cards out here. Spirit, is Group 4's relationship worth repairing? I'm hearing it's salvageable, but you've just got to be very careful. Is this relationship worth repairing, Spirit? We have the Empress reversed. My nose is still itchy. I can't get rid of that itchy feeling. It's terrible. I actually just feel really uncomfortable. Like, I just feel really unsettled and uncomfortable. Is this relationship worth repairing, Spirit? Is this relationship? We have the Queen of Swords reversed. My nose. We have the Five of Swords upright and the Star reversed at the back of the deck. Yeah. The cards are saying no, walk away while you still can. You're destined for bigger, better things. This is just the circle of life. Yeah, there's something about your plans for the future that you really need to think about. And you need to do that because it's best for you. There's something about this connection that feels like it was going to hold you back. It was going to stop you from thinking bigger. It was going to try to keep you tethered to somebody else's dreams, somebody else's aspirations, somebody else's plan for you. Don't dim your light to fit in. Don't cancel your ambitions to support somebody else's dream. There's also a message here of being stuck in gestation period with the Empress. You have so much potential. Don't forget that the main reason we do these things is to be able to create. We don't just ruminate on the ideas. There's so much more for you out there. If you can start acting upon the ideas, the goals, the ambitions, the dreams, take action. Spirit's really urging you to take action. When it comes to this connection, it's very stunting. There's not much growth here. You could probably go into maintenance mode with this person, but doing the bare minimum will get you the bare minimum results. There's no point in putting more of your goodness into this, especially with the Queen of Swords reversed. There's a message here of like tunnel vision with the Queen of Swords. And in terms of this connection, it feels like it has the tendency to distract you from the bigger picture, to keep your vision fixated on little things instead of allowing you to think bigger, to see bigger. This is not in your best interest. And for some of you, it's not in the best interest of your children. With the Five of Swords being here, there is a message about walking away despite what other people think. This could be a very complicated connection that involves mutual friends or family members. The Five of Swords is about choosing what's right for you despite how it impacts other people. There could be a lot of hearsay, a lot of gossiping, a lot of misconstrued opinions. You have to stick to the facts and the actions that are best for you. Moving forward does look like walking away from someone in order to embrace your best possible outcome. If you still have to brush shoulders with this person, keep it professional, respectful, not personal. For some of you, you could share children with these people, you could work with these people, you could encounter these people in the community or within your family. Keep it respectful, not personal. No quality time, no allowances, no personal boundaries crossed. Be very removed from this person is what tarot is telling us. Protect yourself, protect your future is what tarot is telling us. Let's get some views on what is likely to happen next in this connection so we can get some advice. Spirit, what is next in this connection for group 4? What is next in this connection for group 4? Can't make this up. Ten of Swords just fell on the ground. What is next in this connection for group 4? Page of Swords reversed. You might see something or hear something through somebody else that you won't like. If you choose to stay stuck, you're going to end up hanging yourself with the wrong information. Fantasizing about an illusion of reality rather than focusing on the truth. It is likely that an ending is going to solidify because somebody hasn't handled themselves maturely. There's a lot of gossip going on. The wrong information is being spread, but that information stems from some sort of perspective that wasn't observed sooner. So there's some truth to this gossip. It's just being spoken through somebody else's biased lens. You have to kind of cut back the bias to see the objective truth. It's likely that you're going to still struggle to gain full closure in this situation. You may be emotionally stuck on this person and your connection with them for some time, but you will be focusing on yourself. And you will go from the Empress reverse to the Empress upright, which tells me that you will be able to detach enough to be able to give yourself the chance to grow into something better and beyond the limited experiences of this connection. You will be able to focus on yourself more, your children if you have kids, and your future opportunities. Emotionally, this is still a confusing space to operate within, especially with this person. Not only is it confusing, but it's also really hard to gauge what the truth of the situation really was, because there's either so many opinions, there's so much gossip, there's so much hearsay, but there's also no clear clarity coming from this person. So you've got to find a way to focus on your truth and to get the closure that you need, or you're going to be too hung up on this situation to the point where emotionally you're limiting your chances of deeply connecting with your present moment. This isn't about embracing new opportunities. This is about enjoying the people that are around you. It's going to be so hard for you to enjoy that if you're still ruminating on what this connection meant to you in the past and why it happened the way it did. At some point, you've got to accept that you have all the information you need in order to move on, and that's all the information you're going to get. So let's get some closing advice for you. From your spiritual team, what is the closing advice for group 4, please, Spirit? From group 4's spiritual team. Okay. I have goat. Fearless I am in the path I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way. You're better than this, you're stronger than this, you can get through this. The goat is about perseverance, resilience, and ultimately just keeping the pace. Put one foot in front of the other. You've never been led astray. Trust your instincts. Your spiritual team is saying trust your instincts. Don't let other people confuse you. And keep focusing on your future. Always finding my way is what's really standing out there. Yeah, you've got this, sweet soul. Let's have a look at what we're covering in your extended reading. Spirit, what would you like me to cover in Group 4's extended reading? What am I covering in Group 4's extended reading? We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have Judgment. We have the Emperor reversed at the back of the deck. He's a a little glary. There we go. Okay, let me write this down. We're going to start with that Emperor energy. With him reversed, there's something Spirit wants you to let go of. What do you need to let go of is the first question. The Emperor is also about someone having an unhelpful amount of control over you. So who should be letting go of you? There's some sort of control issues here that are negatively impacting this situation. Let's talk about that Queen of Pentacles. She is a beacon for stability, success, nurturing. So there's something about this next chapter of your life that is encouraging you to embody these qualities in order to experience the success that you deserve moving forward. So we're going to have a look at how the Queen of Pentacles is playing a role in the next chapter of your journey. And then with this Judgment energy, this is all about your redemption arc. This is about you getting back on the right path, as that goat energy suggested. So we're going to talk about what that right path looks like. And we're going to look at your overall transformation process, because the Judgment card offers clarity, a beacon of truth that cannot be ignored. Once we have that information, we can implement changes that transform our reality. So we're going to address those themes in this chapter of your journey as well. Your redemption arc with the Judgment card. If that sounds helpful, if those sound like messages that you would benefit from, the link to your extended reading is going to be in the description box and the pinned comment. That link does take you to a page where I host all my extended readings. So please make sure you're selecting the right group. Remember your group 4 of the Is This Relationship Worth Repairing reading that I posted in December 2024. Just to recap, in your extended, we're going to have a look at what you need to let go of and who has control issues in your journey. We're going to have a look at how this Queen of Pentacles is influencing the next chapter of your journey. And we're going to look at your redemption arc. What is transforming? How is this clarity helping you transmute into a better version of yourself? If that sounds helpful, like I said, link is below. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I appreciate all of your time, your energy, and your support right here on YouTube. Thank you for trusting me with your messages. Remember, you are the oracle of your life. Trust yourself, know yourself, group 4. It's an absolute pleasure to cross paths. Until we cross paths again, I wish you peace, joy, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, prosperity, and anything I might have missed. I think I got it all. Look after your beautiful selves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.